Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Overkill watch list. These are going to be the top stocks and cryptocurrencies that we're going to be watching for entries and positions next week. Today is May 2nd, 2025. We got a lot of good names on here. We'll start here at the top with the names I'm holding: DJT, CLSK, ARB, Link. We also got some bangers down here that are looking really good in next week: MSTR, Robinhood, Palantir. We're going to talk about that. They got earnings coming up on Monday. We also got HIMS with a really nice move here today, up 12%. A couple of those quantum computing plays, QBTS, IONQ, up big today. And Twilio, they also had a really nice earnings report. We got Coinbase in here, Trump Coin. We got TKO, CRO, Monster Energy, STZ. We got INJ, AVE, XTZ, Ondo, Bitcoin. We'll talk about Bitcoin here, XRP, and a few more cryptocurrencies. There's a lot to watch for next week, especially in the cryptocurrency market here. You got Bitcoin showing a green dot here on the daily. Kind of an ugly looking candle here. We're going to close the day into. Honestly, guys, we could pull all the way back to 86,000 and still be bullish on Bitcoin. So there are two scenarios here I'm looking for on Bitcoin, and the first one is obviously just to keep this trend going. I'm still targeting anywhere from 120 to 150 by the end of summer for Bitcoin. The first scenario, like I said, is we're just going to keep on flying here, right? We're just going to keep on pushing up, kind of similar to this pattern right here, right? We're just going to whoop all the way up. Or, okay, the other thing I'm looking for is a retracement here into the EMAs, okay? That would bring us down to about 88. If we were to hit the 50 and the 100 there, about 88,000. We could pull all the way back there, guys, and still be bullish. Or the next target I look for is 84. So, I mean, honestly, as long as we're above 84, we are in an uptrend. Okay, you can see we've been stuck here in a downtrend on Bitcoin here for the last, well, ever since January. So about 4 months, we've been in this downtrend here. Okay, and we recently broke out right here on April 20th. 420. Imagine that. Okay, I swear that Elon Musk is Satoshi. I just got a feeling that Elon Musk. The fact that we broke out on 420 is just, I mean, I didn't even notice that until now. But, I mean, we did break the trend. So Bitcoin is in an uptrend right now. We still don't have, okay, we still do not have that monthly green dot yet. But I do believe that it is coming here in May. Okay, especially if we can break over 100K this weekend. You're going to see the green dot on the monthly chart, guys. And if you guys are new, we are swing traders here on this channel. Our focus is for a 1 to 6 month time frame on our investments. We are not day traders. We do not sit at our computers for 8 hours a day. We are looking for the swing trades. We're trying to catch these moves right here, okay, on the macro time frames. Okay, and the first thing that we look for here on our charts are these green dots on the monthly time frame with our trading indicator. Okay, we use a number of trading indicators here. We're going to talk about all of them today, but the one down here on the monthly that is one of the most important is this red and green dot indicator. Okay, the green dot means up and the red dot means down. These green dots are our buy signals. The red dots are our sell signals. So you can see that the last 3 times, right? Well, if you go all the way back to 2015, we could go all the way back there and look at the charts, but it has literally called the bottom for the last 10 years on Bitcoin. It called it right here in 2015 at 200. It called it right here in May. That was April of 2019. Okay, that was the bottom of the last bear market before 2023 there. That was at around 3,000. It ended up going all the way to 70. This one came right here in January of 2023 at 16,000 on Bitcoin. We also had one right here in October at around 26 and one right here in November at around 60. What did that come at? Around 67. Okay, and by the looks of it right now, unless we just absolutely flush, like if we just break down below 80K, I believe another one of these is coming here in May. Okay, I think in May, sometime throughout the month, we got 28 days left in May. Okay, and what needs to happen is we need to push up. So what you could watch for is these green dots on the daily, and we have one here on the daily chart today. Okay, but the daily chart, the daily dots are not as accurate, guys, as the bigger time frames. So oh my God, look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin here. just looking beautiful here. Beautiful breakout right there. Okay, we got this green dot here on the weekly for Bitcoin back here on the 14th. That was at around 83. It's now pushing up. So the daily and the weekly, right, they feed the monthly. And the monthly is the most accurate. Okay, so a monthly green dot is your place to take a position, right? So after we get the monthly signal or the monthly green candle, okay, we're looking for these pullbacks on the daily. And Bitcoin's not pulling back. Like I said, there's two scenarios that are going to happen with Bitcoin right now, guys. We're either going to keep pushing up, which is looking very likely here. Okay, we're gonna do one of these. Okay, rip, 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 rip. Okay, or we're gonna see a pullback like you saw right here into the EMAs. Boom, and then we'll rip. So we're either gonna go for the retest and rip, or we're just gonna keep on doing the ripski. So we'll see. This weekend's going to be very interesting. It looks like we're going to close here with a green dot here on the daily chart, which is a good sign. Okay, you got the daily green and the weekly green, which tells me, right, that the monthly is coming. And if we can break over 100K this weekend, you guys are going to see that green dot signal there on Bitcoin. And I think that's what's going to push us up to 120 to 150 here by the end of summer. Okay, that green dot's going to be called out right over here in the monthly alerts section. We did get a lot of them from the stock market. We got a lot of green dots from stocks there on Monday. The only three that we saw so far in May were XDC, MKR, and CVX for crypto. Okay, those were the only monthly alerts that we saw. So we want to see Bitcoin next. We want to see Bitcoin's green dot come in May. If it doesn't, okay, if it doesn't come in May or June, we are going into a bear market. If we do not get the signal in May or June, we will go into a bear market, okay? So say your prayers tonight that we break over 100K this weekend or sometime next week, because that's what will bring the green dot if we can get back over 100K. So that is the typical strategy, guys. And again, these moves don't happen overnight, okay? I mean, if you're talking about and if you look at this wave here, right? If you would have bought these three bottoms on Bitcoin, 1, 2, 3, I mean, you were buying at 3,000 there, you were buying at 16,000 here, right? That was a 2-year hold. These green dots up here are not 2-year holds, okay? These are very short-term holds. The end of summer would put us around September, October. That's where I'm thinking the top's going to come for Bitcoin, altcoins, so on and so forth. That's where I'm going to be looking to sell my cryptocurrency. If I'm right on this next leg up, which I think I am, I'm about 85 to 90% sure that we are going to get another leg up before we really go into a recession. I think we're going to see a blow off top. But again, that's just my analysis, guys. I am not a financial advisor. Okay, I'm just a guy on YouTube that likes to look at charts. And like I said, the most bullish thing that could happen, the best thing that could happen to crypto right now is that we get this monthly dot here in the next week or two on Bitcoin. And again, that will be called out over here inside of the monthly alert section. We call out all the monthly, the weekly, and the daily alerts over here from the indicator right here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in to these charts here. Again, this is the watch list for next week. These are just all the names we're looking for entries on going into next week. I have a list of about 300 stocks that I track here, 300 stocks and cryptocurrencies that I track. And these are my favorite ones for this week. So the first one is going to be DJT. This is Donald Trump's media company. Okay, we did close with that green candle there. That was last month. Okay, that's a very bullish indication. And we are green here in May. So I think DJT is setting up for a really nice move. And when this thing moves, it moves really fast. So we've been bullish on this since right down here. That was a couple weeks ago. Around April 14th, we got the weekly signal right there. So again, we were watching that. That came at about 20. It's up about 25% off of that signal, but I don't think this thing's done. Okay, you can see the last weekly signal that came was back here in September. That was at $15. Okay, this thing went all the way to 55. Okay, and again, this doesn't happen overnight. These are 1 to 6 month swing trades, guys. These are buy and hold. Okay, and our selling strategy is when the stochastic RSI comes up here and gets close to or touches that white dotted line. Okay, that's normally a really good place to sell, especially using a weekly or a monthly chart, or simply a red dot here on the indicator. Also a great place to look to sell some. But this was a very nice move there last time. That took about a month and a half for it to go from 15 all the way up to 55. That was literally a 250% move. So I'm looking to sell my Trump around $40 to $50. 40 is my first target. If we break that, we're going right to 50, and we'll probably find some resistance right there. But these guys are doing big things, and they're a very new company. So it's obviously the president of the United States media company. And one thing I also want to point out here on the daily is that we have broken out over the EMAs. So that 50 EMA on our trading indicator. And by the way, if you guys do not have these indicators, if you guys do not have the EMAs or the green and red dot indicator down here, you guys can download all of these by coming over here to the trading indicator tab in the Discord. Click on this link right here. It takes a couple of clicks and everything loads right up into your TradingView account. That's going to be very helpful if you guys want to follow along, if you guys want to chart your own names, okay, because I probably don't follow all of the names that you follow. So if you guys want to do this for yourself and use this as a tool to better yourself and better your trading, you guys can get that right over there in the Discord. But one thing I want to point out with these EMAs, guys, is that when we are down below the EMAs here, this is the 50, the 100, and the 200 EMA. When we're down below it, we're in a downtrend, guys. Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Right? Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Okay, look what happened last time when DJT broke over that 50. Okay, the 50 EMA is like the average price over the last 50 days. So how many days in a month typically? Right? 30 days typically are in a month. This is the 50 EMA. It's a very popular EMA used among institutional investors. Okay, very popular EMA used. These three are probably the most popular, along with the 9 EMA. We use 4 EMAs here. Okay, so the 50, think of that as like the 2-month moving average, right? 50 days. Okay, and then the 100, which is the gray line, that is like the 4-month moving average. And then the light blue line is like the 200, is the 6-month moving average, right? So that's the 200-day moving average. So look what happened last time, right? We were in a downtrend, 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 downtrend. What happened right here, okay? Right here when we broke out over the 50, okay? Boom. We did the Ripski, okay? We did the absolute Ripski there. And what are we doing right now? We're breaking out over the EMA. So we're breaking out over the 2-month moving average. We even broke out over the 4-month moving average. And we had a really, really nice close today, up about 5%. So I really like DJT as long as it holds on to 22. So I got some options on that, and I'm continuing to hold. I'm probably going to hold this one for a couple more weeks to a month. Like I said, my target's anywhere from 40 to 50 on that. CLSK, this is a Bitcoin mining company. I think they have the fourth. They are the 4th largest holder of Bitcoin when it comes to corporations. This is CLSK Clean Spark. This is just a play on Bitcoin for me. They got earnings coming up, but I'm long on this, right? If Bitcoin explodes here and goes to 150, CLSK stock is going to be trading back up here at 24. So instead of buying Bitcoin, I'm buying the CLSK. It's just a lower cap company. I think it's an easier way to get exposure to Bitcoin rather than just buying Bitcoin outright. Because if Bitcoin goes up to, right, 150K, that's like only a 50% move from there. From here, right? But if this thing goes back to all-time highs up here to 24, right, that's 177%. And all-time highs is actually all the way up here at like 50, 60 bucks. So this is just a mining company, Bitcoin mining company that I think has some potential to grow. The weekly looks good. The monthly's giving us a green candle. No green dot yet. Okay, but the daily, again, just like DJT. Guys, see this? Down below the EMAs, below the EMAs, below the EMAs. We're in a downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. You could literally just trade the daily and take the monthly out if you guys wanted to. Okay, all you got to do is identify when we're breaking out over the 50 EMA after a long downtrend. And we're doing that right here. So I'm still very bullish on CLSK above $8. And I'm planning to hold this one for, again, 1 to 6 months or until we break out and it gets to a price where I'm wanting to sell. I'd probably sell some at 16, and then I'd probably sell all of it back up here at resistance, up here at 24. But I want to see what Bitcoin does. Like I said, if Bitcoin goes to 150, this company is going to fly. Here's ARB. This is a DeFi play here. I think it's just very undervalued down here at 33 cents. No data on the indicator yet because it's a very, very new project, but it does have a green candle here starting the month of May. If you look at the daily here, we are also, well, we're actually testing the 50. We haven't quite broke it yet, but we do have a green dot showing up today. I still like ARB over about 30 cents there. And then Chainlink. Chainlink also breaking out over the 50 EMA here on the daily. Okay, you can see the monthly, as long as the candle is green, guys, that means the buyers are in control. Okay, so as of right now, the buyers are in control here. What I'm looking for on Chainlink is a green monthly dot. Okay, this is my largest position. I got a fat bag of Chainlink. Okay, if Chainlink goes back to all-time highs, it's going to be a real good day for Overkill, baby. But I like Chainlink here. I'm just continuing to hold it. I would probably buy more if it goes back down to like 12 bucks. But you could see here on the daily, again, when we're down below the EMAs, right? Getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected. Breaking out here. Okay, this is a really good sign. This is a bull flag here. They call this a bull flag. Here's the pole. Here's the flag. If you guys don't know what a bull flag is, okay, it is a bullish pattern. So I would like to see Chainlink give us a green dot here on the daily going into next week. Again, it could sell off all the way down to 12. I'm not worried about it at this point. I think this is a great crypto project. Very strong fundamentals. Probably stronger than any other project out there as it stands today. Okay, maybe besides like XRP and Bitcoin. I think Chainlink has very strong fundamentals. It's not a shitcoin. It's not an altcoin. That's why it is my largest position. So looking for the green daily to confirm that trend. And again, we got the green weekly right there as well. The last time we got a weekly green dot was back here in 2024. Okay, what did we do? Okay, we went sideways, sideways, sideways. Then we did the Ripski. So I'd love to see a green dot in May here on Chainlink. That would just be absolutely fantastic. But I do like the fact that it is breaking out over the 50 here. That is bullish, and I like it above, call it 1350. Okay, if you wanted to set a stop loss on Link, you could probably use it right there at 1350. So those are the names I'm currently holding. Now, these are the names I'd be looking for. I'm looking for positions on this week. Okay, I'm going to start here. Let's go ahead and start with the losers today. We got TAI. Okay, this was called out over here on the 14th. This was actually a request on TikTok. This was one of my best trades of the year. But this was called out right here. That green dot was called out in the Discord at around 3 cents. It went all the way up to 15 cents, guys. This was a monster trade. Okay, that was a 300% trade on TAI. Okay, and I ended up taking profits right around 13 cents. Why did I take profits? Well, because we pumped. Well, first off, I was up 300%, but we hit the top of the 200. You see how we hit that EMA and got rejected? Like I said, these institutional investors, okay, the big smart money guys, they're using these same moving averages. Okay, when we talk about the EMAs, we talk about the mean, okay, the average. Okay, so that was a good profit-taking territory right there. We were also up here on the stochastic here on the daily, but now we have pulled back into our 50-day EMA, and I've been telling you guys, I don't have a position on this yet, but if we can get a green dot here and hold on to 6 cents, I think TAI is going to do very, very good. I think it's a very solid, low-cap Solana ecosystem AI protocol. And again, just watching for the daily now. Just simply watching for the daily. It is still bullish as long as we can hold on to 6 cents here. Okay, as long as we can hold on to 6 cents there on TAI. So what we're watching for here is simply a green dot on the daily. Okay, nice big fat green candle there last month. And now we're just retracing, retesting that average. Okay, to me, this looks like a takeoff. And now we're pulling back into the average, right? We took off. Now we're pulling back. We need the confirmation of a green dot here on the daily. And again, these daily dots also get called out over here in the Discord as well. The daily alerts right here in this section right here. So TAI will be called out. Hopefully that thing comes this week. And that thing needs to hold on to 6 cents there to remain in an uptrend. We got AERO. This is I believe they are a liquidity provider on the base network. Again, what do you see here? You see a breakout over the average. Once again, what happens when we're below it? Get rejected, get rejected, get rejected, get rejected. Puke, 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 puke. Find a little bottom here, and now we're pumping here. Okay, now we've broken the downtrend, right? We have broken out over the average. Okay, and we got a green dot there yesterday. So this thing's still bullish over 50 cents. This is another name that we called out back on the 14th. Right there at around 40 cents. And this thing, I believe, went up and hit 74. That was about a 100% move off this weekly dot. And zoom out of the chart. What happened the last time we got the green dot on the weekly? Okay, what happened right here in September? Boom, 65 cents all the way up to 240. Okay, you had to hold for like 2.5 months to make a, what was that, a 250% gain there. And then what happened? Red dot, sell it off. Okay, and now we're starting to go the other way. So I really like the fact that this one's breaking out here. I just continue to hold this one. If you want to use a stop loss, use it at 50 cents. But I think this one's going to continue to climb here. That's one of the biggest projects on the Base network. If you guys don't know what the Base network is, that is Coinbase's blockchain. Okay, here's RDDT. This one's also getting rejected here. I don't know that I like this one. Yeah, it's got an ugly candle right there. So this one, yeah, I'm going to take this one off. That one's getting rejected there. It looks like they had earnings. They didn't do bad on their earnings. But they got a red dot here today. So that one's a little ugly for me. I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. SUI. So SUI is putting in a bull flag here as well. Okay, this is going to deeply depend on what Bitcoin is going to do over the weekend. If Bitcoin sells off into its EMAs, right? If like I said, there's two scenarios on Bitcoin right now, guys. Two scenarios. We're either going to rock it like this, we're just going to keep on flying, or we're going to pull back to like 88,000. Okay, those are the two scenarios that I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Still very bullish. Still very big breakout here on SUI. But I wouldn't want to buy this one up here. What I do on SUI now that we have broken out, again, we've broken out after downtrend, get rejected, get rejected, get rejected. Here's the breakout. Watch for a pullback like into $3, maybe even $2.75. If you could pick it up right there on the average, right? If it pulls back and gives you an opportunity, gives you a green dot around 275 or even down here at like 250, I think that'd be a great entry. Okay, but again, when we break the EMA, when we break over, right, that's normally when this downtrend is over with, right? Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Break out over the 50, pull back, do the ripski. Okay, very easy to understand, guys. And again, we actually do have a red candle here on the monthly. So I think this one's due for a pullback to around 280 this week. What I'd be watching for is a green dot on an entry. Okay, and I'd want that to hold 250. Okay, 250 is a big level. Okay, and that's quite the pullback there. So wait for a green dot here on SUI. Again, that will be called out over in the Discord. Here is AIOZ. This is another AI play. We broke out like right here, around 30 cents. That's about where we got the green dot. Was right there around, well, 25 cents there on the weekly. We're breaking out here. Again, possible to pull back down here into the EMA around 30 to 35 cents. I would use a stop loss on this one at 30 cents. And I think that one has some more juice in it as well. Okay, what's the monthly saying? That monthly candle is green. So like I said, if we can keep breaking out here, you're most likely going to see a green dot here on the monthly in either May or June. So that one's still bullish. If you want to buy it, simply just wait for the green dot here on the daily chart. If it pulls back into 35, I think that'd be an excellent place to add here. But I just remain a holder. Okay, I just remain a holder and look for a pullback. Not like a little tiny pullback like today, 3% pullback. That's nothing. You want a dramatic pullback, right? If we go back all the way into the 50 here, that 50 EMA, that's a 21% drop. Okay, that's the dip I'd be looking for. Right down there into 30 to 35 cents on AIOZ. Watch for the green dot on that one on the daily. We got Jasmy also breaking out over its downtrend. Okay, what did we do here? Got rejected, got rejected, got rejected. Broke out, pulled back, broke out, pulled back. I like Jasmy here over these lows of 0.013. Just looking for a daily green dot this week. Again, that monthly candle is green, so we need some continuation this week. We need a big breakout over the weekend. This might be the weekend, guys. This is probably one of the most important weekends of the year for crypto. This is going to tell us if this is a legit pump or if it's just a pump fake. Okay, we'll know very quickly. If we start losing these averages, if we break back down and puke back all these gains, right, it's going to be ugly. But as long as Jasmy can hold on to this level right here at 0.014, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. I'd watch for a green dot over the weekend. Again, that green dot will be called out over here in the daily alerts section inside of the Discord. SEI also breaking out over the EMA here. Once again, what happened? We were in a good place to be taking profits. So how do we know when a good place is to be taking profits? We use a couple different strategies, guys. I want to go over here and show you guys this cheat sheet. Okay, so we've been talking about these EMAs, right? This is the average, right? The mean is another word for average, right? So if we're investing, right, we either want to buy at a discounted price or at a fair price. How do we know if something is trading at a fair price? Well, we can simply just look at our EMAs here and ask ourselves, right, are we around the average or are we way off of the average? Okay, so you can see SEI was trading very, very far off of its averages right here. If I take my little tool here on the left and I go up to the top, right, at 73 cents when we were trading back there in September, and I drag this down, we were sitting at a 40% premium. We were 40% off the 200-day moving average. That is the 6-month moving average. Damn dogs. Hey, quit chewing on my shoe. God dang it. My wife's out of town this week, so the dogs are sitting here and they're going to do everything they can to get my attention. And my dog is chewing on my shoe, so that's wonderful. No, you don't do that. No. Okay, so we also use another indicator here. This is also part of our trading indicator you guys can download in the Discord. SEI is not a very good one to use it as an example, but I'll go back to Jasmy here. So this Fibonacci tool, this is a very popular tool as well that's used among institutional investors. When we get up here in the red zone of the Fibonacci, this is normally a great place to be taking profits, right? This was Jasmy up here at 6 cents. So where we look to sell is normally a red dot on the daily chart, right, in the red zone. Because when we're in the red zone, this means we just had an astronomical move. Okay, I mean, this thing went from, where were we at here, at 2 cents? That was a 162% move there on Jasmy. We went from 2 cents all the way up to 6 cents. So if you guys are up 162% and you're sitting that far, look, you see the extension here? Look at the extension here off of the EMAs, right? Look at that spacing, okay? That is profit-taking territory, okay? So, like I said, when we have this dip like we had in May, or I'm sorry, in February and March and part of April, when we're going down, right, down, the best time to normally buy is when we break back above the mean, right, when we break back above the averages. And right now, right, you can see Jasmy is doing just that. We're breaking back above the averages. From what was it? Let's just call it from January all the way down here to April. Rejected. Just puking. Boom. Here we go. Okay, broke over the average. Okay, and normally when we break the average, normally when we break over the 50, like, right, that's the 2-month moving average, that normally means we got a green candle here on the monthly, right? Because the daily will feed the monthly. As long as we're below the 50, right, that dark blue line, we're in a downtrend. Okay, that means that the monthly candles are red. And right, we don't want to buy things that are in a downtrend, right? We don't want to buy Bitcoin during this time, right? Red. Red dot in December of 2021, right there at 60,000, puked it all the way down to 16. So I don't know about you guys, but as an investor, as somebody who wants to make money in the markets, I don't want to spend a year and a half in the markets, right, going down 72%. It doesn't make sense to me. If you held from here to today, back in 2021, if you held for the last 4 years, say you bought right here, right, for the last 4 years, you're only up like 30%, which, I mean, I guess that's good for some people, but imagine buying down here, right, at 16 when you got the signal, okay, and getting out here and then just rebuying back in, right? We're trying to time our entries. We're trying to catch the waves. Not trying. We are catching these waves, folks, because the markets move in cycles. Nothing just goes straight up. Eventually, Bitcoin is going to pull back. I believe eventually it is going to pull back to like 40 or 50,000. Okay, I don't know when. Okay, it could be at the end of the year. It could be sometime at the beginning of next year. I don't know. But there are no real signs right now that I am worried about Bitcoin. If we break down below 80,000, that's a different story, okay? That's when I think we're going to get this. If we break 80,000 this month, if we go back down below 80, it's over, right? It's a bear market. Okay, but we're nowhere near 80,000 right now. We're 16,000 off of that. And again, we just broke out of a major downtrend, okay? And all these altcoins are breaking out of their downtrends too. So that tells me Now we're going to be going up. It's going to be a good summer. Okay. I think the next 3-4 months are going to be very, very bullish for Bitcoin and altcoins. So, again, SEI here, I think this is another solid play. It has broken out over the EMAs. So normally when that breaks out over the EMAs, I think that's a good place to take an entry. I think that's a good place to start a position because, again, you're breaking out of the downtrend. You're breaking out of this 3-month downtrend right here in April, right here at the beginning of May. Okay, nice breakout. And this thing would still be bullish, right, above that 16-cent level. So if it pulls back to 20, it's still bullish. And that's a 10% dip. So if you guys can't take the big 10, 20% swings, right, in crypto, you shouldn't be trading crypto because crypto is very volatile. Very volatile. Okay? If you want to trade something that's not volatile, go trade the SPY or the QQQ. Right? These things move like 1, 2% a day. Okay? Something like SEI could pull back 10% tomorrow, and that's why you get the majority of retail selling because they don't understand the price action, they don't know the charts, and they don't understand, right, that market cap means everything. If you're trading SEI, SEI is like a 300 million, probably a $500-600 million market cap coin, right? It is very tiny. It's easy to manipulate because there's not as much money in it. Okay, so if you guys are new to trading, altcoins aren't the best thing to start with. If you guys are trying to understand technical analysis, I'd be trading things like XRP or Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? Stuff that's higher market cap that doesn't move as much. And we just got new daily candles. You guys know that the daily candles form every day. You actually got a red dot showing up here on SEI, but I mean, I still like this breakout here. I still really like the breakout. I think it's a great place to add to SEI here. Again, that candle is green there on the monthly as well. So I'm still bullish on SEI. I'd buy that one here. We got SPA. SPA is green here on the daily today. This is, again, a very low market cap project. I think you guys were talking about it in the Discord, but we are green here on the monthly, and we are above the EMA. So right now, you guys can ask yourself, are we getting a fair price for SPA? Okay, if I measure this, right, off the 50 EMA, we're 14% off the 50. Okay, we are now 22% off of the 6-month moving average. So that's like going to the grocery store. If you're going based on the 6-month moving average, that's like going to the grocery store and buying your groceries at a 20% premium right now. So what I want to see is a pullback, right, into like 1.015 or 0.014. If I was looking to buy this, I mean, you do got a green dot here today, so you could take the entry. Okay, but just understand that it could pull all the way back to 0.015 and still be bullish here. Okay, and that's a 20% pullback. So you shouldn't be going too crazy on these altcoins. But again, that is a big, big breakout there. And I don't know too much about this project. So actually, I'm gonna take this off just because I like to buy things that I understand. And I think I added this one in just because someone called it out, and I thought the breakout was interesting. Here's Solana. Solana is also breaking out here. Again, over the 50. You got the breakout. You got the retest. Here we go. So I like Solana here over 140. Okay, and again, we got the monthly green candle showing up. We need to hold on to 140 here on Sol. Okay, and that's just right there below that wick candle right there, right below the 50. So again, as long as we have the monthly green candle, we're looking for entries here on the daily. We're looking for pullbacks here on the daily, right? That was a great pullback right there at the beginning of April to 115. You got the signal, boom. It's ripping up to 160 now. But again, we're down below the 50, rejected, rejected, rejected. Okay, here's the breakout. Okay, it's go time. We're breaking out here. So if this breakout is legit, it should not break down below 140 here. So 140 could be your stop loss if you're taking an entry here on Sol. And again, the weekly chart's looking pretty good here. I just set a stop loss right there at 140 for Solana. Here's BTG. I think this is a gold miner. And see how these guys are coming back into the EMAs here. Again, you got the green dot there on the monthly. So that means the trend is in our favor. Again, we don't want to trade names that are red on the monthly. We want to trade names that are green. Either a green dot or a green candle. And this one's got the green dot. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a pullback into our EMAs. So far, I really like BTG here. I would just be looking for that confirmation of a green dot. I mean, you could buy this thing if it hits 280 there. Okay, I just wait for the first green candle that you get here. Once again, extends off of the averages here. Okay, you see the separation. You see the separation. That's normally when we're due for a pullback. Something to pay attention to. That stochastic RSI, that light blue line. Again, when that gets close to or touches the white dotted line, normally a great place to be taking profits, especially if we are extended off of that, right? Extended off of the EMA. So this thing has pulled back now, and now we're looking for an entry. I would love to buy this one at like 280. So watching for a green dot on that, or watching for a test of 280 there, and a bounce. Okay, and gold, what is gold doing, by the way? Gold's trying to bounce here off of 32. That stochastic's back on the floor. So just like how we like to buy or sell stuff when the stochastic is up here, we also like to buy it when the stochastic is back down here at 0. Okay, stochastic was at 0 right here in March. 2,800, went all the way to 3,500. Okay, this wasn't quite at 0, but it was right around 8. Okay, what happened? We bounced right off that 50, did the Ripski. Okay, now we're pulling back. We did break below the 9. So what I look for on gold is a green dot. And if gold keeps going up, this BTG, this is a penny stock, it looks like. I believe they are a Canadian gold miner. I believe they are. Not 100% sure, but you can check what they do. I just like the chart because it's breaking out here, right? It broke up above the EMAs, tested, bounced, tested, bounced. Okay, watching for that same pattern to develop, and they got earnings coming up here on Wednesday. Here's Atom. Atom hasn't quite broke the 50 yet. I'm going to take that one off. Here's XCN. This is like the Discord favorite right now. I still haven't done my research on this, but I'm sure Mauger could fill you guys in. But we did get that green candle close there. Just watching for the daily now. Watching for that daily dot. It's still sitting a little too far off the EMAs for me. I would like to see it pull back. I've been telling you guys I want to see it pull back to around 0.016 to 0.015. But I'm watching for a green dot here on XCN. Yeah, I'd love to see this thing down here at like 0.012 off the 6 month, just like it hit right here back in April. Look at that. Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Boom. Just below that 6 month moving average and did the Ripski. That was a huge move there. Okay, so I'm watching for the daily on XCN, just watching the price action. Like I said, if it sells off to like 0.014 or 0.012, I might take a stab at it, but right now it's just sitting at too much of a premium for me to want to buy it. I want to see an overreaction to the downside. I'd much rather buy something like STX that hasn't had a dramatic move to the upside already. STX, these guys are built on the Bitcoin blockchain. This is Stacks. I believe they are tradable on Coinbase. I love this thing over 70 cents. Again, we broke the downtrend. Okay, what are we doing? We're getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected. Okay, like some of you guys in high school. Okay, getting rejected. Okay, what are we doing now, though? Okay, you keep trying. You finally get that breakout, and here we go. Okay, 70 cents is the level to watch. That, again, that's just below the EMA there. And that's what we're watching here. Okay, 70 cents there on STX. And I'd be looking for that green daily dot. Again, we got the green candle here on the monthly. So if this move is legit, right, if we're really going into a bull run here, this is the move you're going to see over the next 3-4 months. You're going to see STX do one of these. And right now, I think it's a great time because, again, we got that breakout of that 2-month average. That indicates the price action, right? The buyers are stepping in. The buyers are back in control. Okay, and I like STX above 70. Another one I'd be watching for the green daily on. Okay, and if you guys don't want to use the daily, you could use something like the 4-hour. Okay, the 4-hour is another one, good one to reference. Okay, the 4-hour and the daily. Here's CELH. This is probably one of my favorite plays for next week. CELH is an energy drink company. Okay, this thing has pulled back now on the daily. It is down here below the it's down here below the 0 line. Again, the green dots down here are much better than the green dots up here. These ones are still bullish sometimes, especially it just depends where you're getting them, right? If you get a green dot bouncing off the EMAs, that's where you want to buy. This was a perfect pocket right here to buy CELH at. Boom. Okay, we got this green dot right here, breaking the EMA, $26. It went all the way up to 30, 40 bucks. Okay, now it's pulling back. I said if this thing pulls back to 32, I'm going to buy it. Okay, that'd be right there at the 100-day moving average. We got a green dot here on the monthly. So simply put, I'm just looking for a pullback anywhere from 30 to 32 this next week. We've gone down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. But again, we're still in an uptrend as long as we hold those EMAs. Okay, as long as we're below it, rejected, rejected, rejected. Okay, rejected. What do we do here? We kind of broke out. but got rejected. Okay, rejected. Boom, there's the breakout. There's the pullback and the retest, and there's the risky. Okay, and now we're in this uptrend. And again, all-time highs on this thing is at $100. Okay, $100. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. That's 190% all the way back to the top if it touches all-time highs. And they're pretty much buying out their competition right now. So that tells you that they're doing something right. When you're buying out your competition, that's just like, you know, you're flexing your muscles at that point. You're saying, hey, I'm the big bad bully on the block. Okay, here's $1 billion. I'll take your company from here. Okay, that's what they're doing right now. And they got earnings coming up as well. So if they sell off hard on earnings, looks like they got earnings in a couple weeks, I'd buy the crap out of CELH here. Okay, it does have a red on the weekly. So again, if we get a pullback on CELH to like $30, I think that'd be a great place to take an entry. 30 to 32, I'd love to buy CELH. Simply put, we're waiting for the daily dot here now that we got the monthly. Okay, the most important thing is that the monthly direction is in our favor. Okay, after we know the monthly direction, we want to look to the daily. Okay, if you guys are looking at the daily and we're below the 50, right, that candle's red on the monthly, you're not doing it right. We want to buy stuff that's in an uptrend. We need it to break out, okay, and then we want the retest and the bounce. This was the time to buy right here. I know I bought this thing like right here, gambling on it. Okay, that was just because the monthly chart was like way the hell down here, just like it was back in 2019 when it was trading at like $2, and it ripped all the way up to 200. So, yeah, I think the most important thing a lot of you guys can do, and an easy way to understand it, is you just look at the chart, right? If it's down below the EMAs on the daily, you're in a downtrend. If it breaks out, right, then you want the retest, right? Then you want the pullback, you want the retest of the mean. Boom. Look at this thing, okay? You break over the mean, you break over the mean, you break over the averages, okay? This is the buyer stepping back in control, and then you look for the sell-off. Here's the first sell-off, green dot comes right here, Ripsky, okay? Ripsky, okay? That was not a small trade right there, guys. That was like a 56% move, okay? If you sold the top and bought right in this area. So, again, looking for that retracement into 30 to 32 and a green dot on CELH. But again, I'm watching that one like a hawk. I got some cash ready to deploy, just waiting for the pullback. Okay, and I definitely think we're going to retrace to 32. And if we come down to 30, I mean, I'm getting the truck, folks. I'm loading it up. Cardano. This one is... This one's interesting, right? We're literally putting in a bull flag here. So I've been talking a lot about a bull flag. Let's look up a bull flag. What is a bull flag? A bull flag. Okay, so a bull flag looks like this, guys. What the hell? One sec. Now I gotta drink my way out. Okay, so you guys see what a bull flag is? So think of this as the pole, right? This thing's straight up. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Straight up. Okay. And then we kind of just go sideways. This isn't a great example, right? Here's the flag. And then normally what happens is we get this big, right, impulsive move to the upside after we break out over the top of the flag. Okay. That wasn't a very good example here. Let's look at another one here. Yeah, here's a good one. Yeah, this is a good one right here. Open image in a new tab. Now you can't see it. Let me zoom in for you. That's a terrible picture, but you guys can kind of see pump up, go sideways, rip. Okay, that's what I'm seeing right there in Cardano. Again, pump up, go sideways. Think of this as the pole, and this is the flag right here. So I think Cardano is extremely bullish here above 65 cents. I really like Cardano above 65. But if Bitcoin... This is a big weekend, guys. We got to break out this weekend. Bitcoin's got to break 100K this weekend. Okay, that's what's going to send us. That's what's going to break us out. Okay, once ADA breaks 75, it's on, dude. It's on. Okay, but we are breaking out over the EMAs. I know we got a red dot here, but we got the green candle forming. Okay, this is one of the weirdest patterns I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, big fat wick. That is manipulation right there to its finest. Okay, but over 65, I'm still very bullish on Cardano. If you get a green dot print over 65, I think you buy it. Okay, and I'd probably be buying this one right now if I wanted to hold it. Right there at 70 cents. This is on my list to buy too. Probably, man, a lot of these are looking good. I like STX, CELH, and ADA. I think all those look really good. I even like TAI still, above 6 cents. That looks good. We got Litecoin. Litecoin, again, trying to break out, right? We're testing that breakout. And green candle here on the monthly. So LTC, Litecoin, the OG altcoin, looks really good here above 80. Right above 80. Okay, that's that low from right there. Okay, that low from right there. We got the green dot yesterday. So once again, if this is legit, if this is a true breakout here, okay, we're going to hold on to 80. Okay, and we're going to get this reversal this weekend. So big weekend, guys. Big weekend here. Watch for those green dailies this weekend over here in crypto. Okay, those are going to be huge. Okay, those are going to be huge. Silver. Silver, once again, look at the pattern here, folks. Where's the best time to buy silver? Okay, in regards to the averages, right? So let's go back to this. You can see we were in a very choppy market, but then we actually broke out right here. We pulled back. Stochastic was there on the floor. Green dot. Ripski. Pull back. Stochastic on the floor. Green dot. Ripski. Rinse and repeat, right? Look at this. Every time this pulls back into that 6-month average, that 200-day moving average, it's a great time to buy right now, right? Pull back into it. Ripski. Okay? Pull back into it. Ripski. Pull back into it. Ripski. Pull back. Ripski. Pull back, Ripski. Right now we're in the middle of a pullback. So what I'd be looking for is for that stochastic to get back on the floor, just like it was right there, just like it was right there, just like it was right there, and right there. That wasn't the best trade. I mean, that netted you a little bit. But the ones that pull back into the 200 look like the best trades, right? Pull back, Ripski. Pull back, Ripski. Okay? Now we're in the middle of a pullback. So let's watch for a green dot this week on silver. Okay? Watch for that green dot on silver. I mean, like I said, you could buy the day of the green dot or you could buy the day we hit the EMAs. Okay? Boom. Right there at 28. That's your price target. Wonderful. Boom. Take action. Because if you're buying it at that, you're buying it at the average, which is typically our goal here. Right? That's typically our goal, is to buy near or around the average. Okay? We don't want to buy down below the average. We want to wait for the breakout back over it. Just like we got back here in, what, March? Boom. Pull back. Rip. Pull back. Rip, pull back, rip. Okay, and now we're pulling back. So I wouldn't jump into this. We want to wait for either the stochastic to hit 0, us to touch a moving average, or a green dot there on silver. But that's an interesting looking chart here. Here's Algorand also breaking out over the 50. Again, get rejected by the 50. Get rejected, get rejected. Oh, breakout. Here we go. Okay. So I still like Algo. I mean, Algorand to me is bullish as long as we hold, well, the conservative stop loss on this would be 20, but I put it at 18. Okay, 5 days of pulling back here. Stochastic's getting pretty low. Just need that daily green dot, and I think this one's going to take off here, folks. Again, we're red here on the monthly, but we got a green candle last month, so we're at the beginning of the month this month. If we can get a green dot here in the next couple of days, I think this thing's going to absolutely explode. Okay, we were at 60 cents all the way back here in December. All-time highs, I think, is somewhere around frickin' what, 300? Or not 300, I wish it was 300. Like $3, 280 back there at the last bull run. But this looks like a great time to buy algo here, folks. I mean, breaking out over the EMA, we're retesting it. Just need to wait for that green dot for confirmation, but I don't see this one breaking down below 20 cents. Swift, nice little pullback, and a Ripski. This kind of looks like it's just doing one of these, right? Just going sideways right now. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Everybody wants this move, right? Everyone's super excited about it up here at 4 cents. No one's talking about it here at a penny, right? This is euphoria. This is when everyone's on Twitter. Everybody's telling you to buy it. Everyone's screaming, buy, 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 buy. Okay, that's up here at 4 cents. What happens? The whales, these guys, the smart money, they dump it on you up here. Because these guys, the smart money, they can't sell unless retail is buying. Okay? They can't sell unless retail is buying. And they can't buy unless retail is selling. So over this period of time here, right? Where we've just been going down for the last 3 months. Retail has been selling. Retail has been panicking, calling for a recession, the tariffs this, the tariffs that, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, right? Yada, 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 yada. Okay? Okay. They think it's over. We call that despair. Okay? We're now coming out of despair here. And I think we're in a little bit of disbelief, right? We broke back out over the averages. Great time to be buying right here on Swift, by the way. Great time. Okay? Right below the average there. Okay? Did the Ripsky back up? Now we're just kind of going sideways. Sideways isn't bad. It's just really boring, right? The stealth phase is when we're stuck. And that's the case with a lot of these coins, right? Like Chainlink right now, this is boring as hell. We've been going sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. Almost 2 weeks of just not moving, right? We're stuck in a range of 15 and 14. Is it an exciting time to be an investor in Chainlink right now? No, right? But they call it the stealth phase for a reason, right? This is when the smart money, this is when they're just being patient, right? They're just being patient, right? I want to buy when there's no excitement. That's when I want to buy. When shit is just boring, when no one's talking about anything, people are still kind of bearish, right? People are like, oh, bear market, right? China, 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 right? Did you guys know that there are 6 companies in the world that own all the news media in America? 6 companies. I can't name them off the top of my head. 6 companies that own the media. Look at this. Okay, I don't make this shit up. Okay, and some of these got bought out recently. I think this graphic is from like 2020 or something. But you can see 6 companies control all the news media, right? You got GE, News Corp, Disney, Viacom, Time Warner, I think, got bought out by AT&T. And then you got CBS. And then they own all these. Like Time Warner owns HBO, CNN, Warner Bros., right? Disney owns Pixar, ESPN. News Corp owns Fox, the Wall Street Journal. And this is kind of an inaccurate graphic. But who owns those companies? The smart money. So when retail is panicking, it's because they want you to panic. It's because they want you to be scared. They want you to be scared because they want you to sell, right? They want you to sell your Bitcoin to them, okay? During this time, right? When we're down here, this is when everyone's panicking. This is when everyone's shouting, right? Back in December, January, everyone's living the dream, right? Bitcoin 110,000, right? We called that top, folks. How do we call the top? We simply used our Fibonacci. Again, I said red dot in the red zone. Okay, that's where we want to sell. That's where we want to take some or all of our profits. XRP, same thing. Okay, 330, red dot in the red zone. Okay, taking some off the table. You got that extension off the EMAs. Okay, not being greedy. Again, when everybody's excited, guys, you should be worried. When everybody's shouting, right? And I don't believe that retail is going to believe in this rally. Like, this is a rally, guys. We're breaking out of a major downtrend here. Like, this is a massive breakout. And unfortunately, right, the majority of retail, right, isn't going to believe in this rally until we're back up here at all-time highs. And then that's when everyone's going to go ahead and jump back in and be shouting for, right, oh my God, right? That's when they're going to FOMO back in. They don't want to buy when no one else is excited about it, right? When no one's talking about it. They want to buy when everybody else is shouting from the top of the hill, right? At that point is normally where we're taking profits, guys. That is where we want to empty our bags, okay? And then wait for the cycle to reset, okay? If you guys cashed out in January, December, you did it right, okay? So, yeah, I mean, that's just the psychology of the market. Trading is 10% execution, 90% managing your emotions, guys. 90% managing your emotions. Here's Pepe. Pepe also breaking out over our 50. Got a green candle close there last month. Weekly's looking good. Again, we called the weekly signal out right here around 0.006. It's up about 30%. You can see every time that this thing's printed a green dot here on the weekly chart, It's been a great time to buy. Okay, it was a great 2 to 3 month hold there. Okay, that came right there in September. What was that? September of 2024. Ripsky. Okay, same signal. Same exact signal here. Okay, and we are breaking out over a very, very important moving average there. So I still like Pepe over 0.0007. I've been looking to buy every green dot on the daily here as long as we can hold that 0.0007 there. Okay, 0.0008 would be even more of a conservative stop loss there. We got Bonk. Bonk, also very nice breakout here. Just watching for the retracement. I'd love to buy this thing around 0.00014, but this one's looking very bullish here. It is trying to build a base right here. This Bonk looks very interesting here. Again, put in a double bottom right here in April. A double bottom is simply where we bounce and pull back and bounce again at the same level. That is the double bottom. That is also a very bullish indication. And I really like the fact that this one is really breaking out here. So I'm watching for a retest. I'd buy Bonk on the next daily green dot. I think that'd be a great entry. Okay, this last one came right there. I know it wasn't above the EMA, but you're going to get the first one above the EMA here, I think, in a couple of days on Bonk. That looks good. Here's Dot. We're just consolidating, going sideways right on it. Looks solid over 4. If you're going to use a stop loss on it, I mean, I honestly wouldn't even use a stop loss on crypto at this point, guys. I would just let this shit ride. If you guys held right through the dip, or if you were buying right here around $3 to $4, okay, I think this one's going to have a monthly dot here in, I'm going to say May or June. Okay, May or June for sure. And this last one was like $4 all the way up to 12. That was a 300% move. So dot looks really good here. I'd like to see it break out a little more, but I'm watching $4 on dot there. Here's XDC. This is one of the only ones that we got that monthly green dot from. There was 3 cryptos that gave us the monthly green dot here so far this month, and XDC was one of them. So again, break out over the EMAs, pull back into it, do the Ripsky. Okay, watching for daily dots now that we got the monthly here. Okay, watch for the daily dot there on XDC. Here's Matic. Nice looking chart here on Matic too, dude. Look at this. Okay, nice breakout over the 50, sideways. Okay, again, this is a very boring time. Not fun, right? Very boring. Everybody wants this. Okay, everyone wants this big move, but no one wants to hold through this. No one wants to just sit back and chill. But it's holding on to that 50 like a champ here. I am bullish on Matic over 20 cents. I'd be looking to buy every single green dot that we get here on the daily from here on out above 20 cents. Matic looks really good too. Is Matic on Robinhood? I'm looking real quick. Give me a sec here. It's Matic on Robinhood. I don't know. I got to check. DG, Dollar General. Again, nice breakout over the 50 here. Looking for a retracement here into like 85. 85 into those moving averages here and a green dot. I think that'd be a great place to pick this one up. We got XRP. XRP, again, where did this one pull back into, guys? Look at that. Right into the average. Right near the average. Right at the average. Right at the average. So you could have been buying right here at 180. Buying right here at 190. Buying right here at 170. Not buying up here, right? Why aren't we buying up here, guys? Because we're way off of the average. You're buying at a 60, about a 56, 57% premium right there. Okay? We don't want to, that's like going to the grocery store, going to the gas station, right? Buying your groceries at a 60% premium. We don't want to do that. Okay? Especially with stuff we're trying to invest in and make money on. So XRP still looks good. It could pull all the way back to $2 and still be bullish. So watching for a green dot on that this week as well. Would you do a long, would you do an open long for the ADA after? Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy and own ADA, I think right now at 60, or what are we at? 69 cents. I think it's a great place. Okay, you're sitting right on the averages. You're buying it right at the mean. Okay, I think it looks solid here. I mean, for a long, absolutely. Okay, this chart looks like it wants to explode. Okay, and you got the weekly green dot as well. So I would be buying ADA right here at this, in this little pocket right here off that bull flag. Absolutely. Fred says red dot on BTC. Yep, Bitcoin does have a red dot here. But again, we could pull all the way back here to 85 and still be in an uptrend, guys. I mean, we could literally pull back this weekend 10, 11, 12% and still be in an uptrend. As long as we're above the EMAs, we're in an uptrend. As long as we're down below them, right, we get rejected. We get rejected. We get rejected. We get rejected. Breakout. Okay. Okay, so don't worry about this daily dot here. Okay, don't worry about it. If you're worried about it, set a stop loss right there at 93. Okay, that's all you got to do. Right below the 9 EMA. Because right now, we're bouncing on the 9 EMA. And that's like the 10-day moving average. So that's like the 2-week moving average right there we're bouncing on. Got news? Yep, going live. We're live here every... By the way, guys, I'm gonna go to 2 days a week next week. I was going to announce this at the end, but I'm going to do the chart requests live. So if you guys have chart requests, the chart requests live session, the live stream is going to be on Wednesday, and we're going to continue to do the watch list here. I'm going to drop this watch list for you guys here. I'll do that right now for you over here in the Discord. Let me go ahead and copy this. Okay, today is May 2nd, so you guys can actually pull up all these names here and look at them over the weekend if you guys want to. All you got to do is click on this link. It's in the watch list tab here in the Discord. You just click on this link, and you could pull up all these charts that we're looking at here today. You guys can look at the same exact charts that we're talking about in today's video and load that into your TradingView account. So that is right there. So again, guys, it's summertime. I got a lot of stuff going on. It's not like the winter where there's not much going on. So I'm going to not be live on Monday anymore unless there's like something crazy going on. And I'm going to pull it back to just Wednesday and Friday from here on out. So Wednesday will be our chart request session. So I'll open up the chart requests like we normally do on like Tuesday night. So you guys can hop in here, put all your requests in here on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll cover them on that Wednesday session. But I'm no longer going to be live on Monday. I don't know how long I'm going to do that. But it's summertime now, and I just got a lot of stuff going on. And I think one chart request video a week is fine. You guys just have to put your chart requests in there Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll set out an alert for you guys for that. And then we're going to continue to go live on Friday too. So Friday is when we cover our watch list, right? That is our top stocks and cryptocurrencies to watch for the next week. So little public service announcement there. And again, I love you guys. I appreciate all the support. I love the community and everything we're building here. I want to see if Matic is on Robinhood. Is Matic on Robinhood? Could someone tell me if Matic is investable in on Robinhood? I don't see it. I don't think I see it. Huh. Interesting. But Matic looks really interesting here. I mean, this is a very interesting looking chart. Again, last time we broke out over the 50 like this, we did the Ripsky. Okay, we're doing the same thing here, putting in a bull flag. I really like Matic next week. DJT we covered, XRP we covered, AMAT. So AMAT's a little too far off of the 50 for us. So we're looking for a pullback on this. But you can see we're crossing over here, right? We're breaking over the EMA. So this uptrend, right? Downtrend, 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 breakout, pullback, boom, pullback, boom. Okay, that's what we're looking for now. Watch for a pullback into like 205 on this. This is a red, so I think they have a dividend. Dylan says it's not. Okay, thank you. I wish Robinhood would add more to crypto to their platform. I decided to get all of my crypto off of Coinbase, and I'm just all in on Robinhood because I hate having two different brokers. I just like having everything. It's easy for tax purposes and things like that. So I don't have that much exposure to crypto names. I got exposure to like Pepe and Bonk and 20 other cryptocurrencies. Litecoin's another one. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think they're going to be adding more in the future. Here's AT&T. This thing's been in just a massive uptrend here. Again, here's a good example, right? What happened back here in 2023 on AT&T, right? Big downtrend, 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 downtrend. What happened here? Broke the EMA, pulled back, Ripsky. 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 Okay, you guys know the drill. I mean, this thing is just freaking monster right now. Monster trend. And this is another one. If you guys are new to trading, this is a good one. Because it's not that volatile. You're not going to lose your ass if you're wrong. If you guys are trading shit coins like Bonk and Poo Coin, Okay, you got to expect to lose your money. Those are a joke of of a of investments, right? Those are not long-term investments, right? Institutional investors aren't trading that. Those are pump and dumps, right? AT&T, on the other hand, this company makes $32 billion every 4 quarters, or every quarter. So every 3 months, they're making $32 billion. They're legit. They're a legit asset, and they pay a dividend. So where I'd look to buy AT&T is on a pullback into the 200. I'd want to buy this one around 23. I don't want to buy it up here too choppy right now. I want to wait for a dramatic pullback like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Green dot, Ripsky. Okay, so I want to see more of a dramatic pullback on that. Looks like they beat their earnings, so not looking for that one right now, but want to watch it for a pullback, right? That's why this is our watch list. Flare, it's another low cap altcoin here for you guys. Again, breaking out over the EMAs. Once again, get rejected, get rejected, get rejected. Breakout, pullback, rip. Okay, and now we're just, once again, bull flag here. Very low market cap coin here, but I see a lot of bots in my comment sections. I get a lot of bots, and they're always like, oh, did the XRP holders claim their Flare token and shit? I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it is a blockchain. It's its own blockchain, so I don't know too much about the project. But I like it over 0.014, and I'd buy it here in this pocket, okay? And as long as it holds on to 0.016, it's very bullish. That's the conservative stop. The less conservative stops right there at 0.014. Here's Ethereum. Ethereum's still having trouble here, man. Still having trouble. Okay, it does look like we broke out of this trend here. I mean, we were in a pretty solid trend there. Oops. Let me put that back there. What do we got? Like right there. See, we broke out right there on what? On 420? Dude, that's weird, man. That's weird. Yeah, so this is still below the 50, but I want to watch Ethereum personally because it has a green dot here on the weekly. Last time I got a green dot with the blue wave down here was all the way back in September of 2024, and it did the Ripsky. I think this sell-off has been very, very overdone for Ethereum, and I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. So I like it over 1,600 here, but I want to see a big breakout, right? I want to see a push all the way up to 2,400, retracement rip. So I wouldn't be looking to buy Ethereum. I'm just watching that one this week, but it looks very interesting there. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate you, brother. You said, is virtual protocols following its last climb? What is that? Virtual? Yeah, I mean, that one's breaking out big too. So I would just wait for, like I said, a retracement. So right now, it's just sitting too far off the EMAs. Right? I just want to see like a pullback into like $1. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it is very overdone right now. I mean, if you got in on this green dot back here in April at 45 cents, right, you're up a big amount here, 320%. So, like I said, we had a move like that on TAI. We called that one out in the Discord, and it went up 300%. Well, if something's up 300%, what else do you guys want? You know, I mean, 300% is a freaking massive move, right? Everyone wants the 100,000x, but dude, you give me 300%, I'm taking that all freaking day long. Right, so on virtual, I'd just be watching for a pullback here to $1, but that is a really nice breakout. If it pulls back to $1, that'd be a very, very nice entry. But this thing is very... What is this thing? I don't even know what it does. I'd love to hear your input there in the comments section on what that project is, because that's a very interesting breakout. Here's Barrick Gold. This is another gold miner here. So this one's into the 50, or into the 6-month moving average here. I like this one off of 18. They got earnings coming up here. So with gold being at all-time highs, I got to imagine they're probably going to do good on their earnings. But this one's right into the 6-month moving average. So I would buy Barrick Gold here right off that 6-month there. On the green dot, I think you're going to get a green dot probably on Tuesday. But again, they got earnings on Wednesday, so that's always a gamble. But this trend is very, very strong here. Okay, very strong. You got the green dot there on the monthly. I don't think this one's done. Okay. Above 18, Barrick Gold is very, very bullish. The less conservative stop will be right there at 1750. But that's a gold miner if you guys want some exposure to gold. Here's XLM, also putting in a very similar pattern to ADA. That is Cardano. Okay, this one looks really bullish above 26. Okay, this one's up there in the favorites. That's XLM. So I'm going to make a favorites list real quick here for you guys. And this is just for this week. So let me go ahead and add this real quick. I'll call this my favorites section. Okay, I still like TAI. I really like STX here. I like ADA. I like, what was else we were looking at? Algorand, CELH. Bonk looks good, but it needs to pull back. I like Matic. Flare doesn't look bad. It's not my favorite. XLM is up there. I like XLM again. This is a major bull flag forming here. Again, above 26 cents, it's super bullish. Okay, as long as we can get a green dot either tomorrow or on Sunday, this thing's going to fly, dude. Okay, breaking out, pulling back, consolidating. I mean, you could use a stop loss, easy stop loss right there at 26 cents if you wanted to trade it. We got XRP. Oh, we already covered XRP. That's not my favorite. I'd like to buy XRP at like 190. Bitcoin is interesting on a pullback. Again, if we pull back to 88, I might take a stab at it, but it's too far off the average for me right now. Again, guys, there's two scenarios right now. Two scenarios. We're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do this. Whoop. Okay, or we're going to see like a retracement into the averages like this. Like a retracement like that. Okay, pull back into like 88 and then do the Ripsky. H-bar. Oh, gold. Barrett Gold is on the favorites for this week too. And again, this will update for you guys. You guys can get this same exact list. You'll see my favorites. You'll see all these charts we're going over today over here in the watch list tab. If you can't see the watch list tab, it's because you're most likely not a member of the Discord. The Discord is free to join, but if you guys want the advanced trade alerts, if you guys want the weekly watch list, advanced analysis, the ability to request charts, 24/7 trade support, member chat, giveaways, and more, you'll need to sign up here in the Become a Member tab. All you got to do is click on this link right here. It's as little as $4 a month to sign up if you guys pay for the year in full, which reminds me, we actually have a 200 XRP giveaway going on because we hit 200 likes on our live stream on Wednesday. Shout out to the Overkill Army, baby. And that drawing is going to be on Monday. So you guys can still enter for that if you guys haven't yet. All you got to do is click on this emoji right here. I'll do it. Okay, and then you're entered into the drawing. So I'm gonna leave it because I don't want to beat you guys and cause chaos, but that's how you enter for that. And that drawing for the 200 XRP, I think that's like a $450 value right now, is over there inside the Discord under the giveaways thread. But again, you have to be a member in order to participate in that. Don't just want some Joe Schmo coming in here and taking the bacon from the members, if you know what I mean. $4 a month, guys, that's a pretty small price to pay. And I have thought about raising it, but I just haven't done it yet. I haven't pulled the trigger. So if you guys want to lock that in, $4 a month, you guys can get over there and get a chance at winning that. And you can also get access to the watch list and pretty much everything else that we do over there. It's $4 a month. It's like a coffee every month for you guys to get all this information and education. So it's free to join. You guys can join for free. I got a free trading course over here. But like I said, the advanced features are included in the membership. You guys can get all the news. You guys can watch all of our live replays right here in the latest tab. If you're late here, you guys can click on this. And by the way, I'm raising the bounty. If we can get if we get this live stream to 300 likes, I'll give away 300 XRP. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys could just smash the like, it really helps with the trading algorithm. Or not the trading algorithm, but the YouTube algorithm. But again, you can watch all the latest replays. If you guys want more education about our strategy, I would start by watching the trading course down here. Okay, that's free. And I got all the links to everything we use here. You guys can start your Coinbase account there. You start your Robinhood account there. Start your TradingView account there. TradingView is just the website that we use, tradingview.com. All the links to everything, including the trading indicator, are right over there inside of the Discord. But if you guys watch that trading course, simply just go back through these. If you guys want to learn more about the strategy, I've been getting a lot of messages lately. Just watch all the replays of our live streams, guys. Just try to soak up as much information as possible. And we post every single live replay over here in the latest tab. So you guys can check that out. If you guys need support, just go ahead and hit support chat right there. But H-bar, same exact pattern here as XLM and ADA. Putting in a bull flag here above 18 cents. And you're seeing Swift here with a green dot here on the daily show up here. Okay, trying to break out. Wow, that actually looks pretty good here on the live. I like Swift over 0.012. I'd buy Swift right here, honestly. Okay, that one looks like it wants to do the Ripski. Swift looks good. I'm going to put that one in the favorites here. You saw that live daily signal show up right here at 0.014. So that looks like it's wanting to break out there. So hopefully the rest of crypto is going to follow and we get some daily green dots. Because, again, this is a big weekend, guys. A big weekend. Okay, if Bitcoin pulls back to 88, obviously alts are going to have a pullback as well. But we can, as long as we maintain 84,000 now on Bitcoin, we are in an uptrend, guys. Like I said, we could pull all the way back to 84 and still be bullish here. Here's Doge also breaking out over the EMA there. I like it above 16 cents here. That one got a green dot print there yesterday. Monthly candle is green. So like I said, big retracement. Here we go. Here's the beginning of the run. If it's legit, we're going to see these monthly dots in May or June. Okay? What happened here? Green candle, green dot, Ripski. This thing went from 11 cents up to 50 cents back here in January. Okay? We called this dot out in the Discord in October at 10, 11 cents. It did the Ripski. Okay? And very similar pattern forming here on Doge. We got Super also. Nice looking pattern there on the monthly. Once again, breaking out over the EMAs, showing strength. Okay, I like this one over 50 cents. This one looks great over 50 cents. I'd be looking to buy every single green dot from here on out. If you get a pullback to 60, load the truck. Here's Guild. This is Gilead Sciences. This is a healthcare company. Okay, they just reported earnings. They didn't do too well. But we are above, right? We're above our EMA, so we're looking for those pullbacks, right? I'd like to see a pullback just like it did right here in April. Boom, right there at 94, got sucked right back up. I like this one. I just want to see the stochastic reset. Here's iBit. iBit closed with a green dot here today. And still looking good. But again, I want to buy a pullback into the moving averages. Okay, if Bitcoin pulls back this weekend, I'm going to buy iBit on Monday. I'll trade options on iBit. Okay, because this is BlackRock's ETF. So I want to buy pullbacks on this instead of buy Bitcoin. And I want to trade options because that's like 10x leverage. So if it pulls back to like 48, I'm going to buy, if Bitcoin pulls back to 84 to 88, I'm going to buy the crap out of iBit. Okay, but right now I don't want to buy it just because we're sitting too far off the averages. And like I said, if Bitcoin does one of these, whoop, obviously you're going to miss the boat. But I want to see a pullback to like 50 to 48 on iBit. Here's Rivian breaking out here. So once again, watching for a retracement on Rivian. This is that car company. This actually has a green dot here on the monthly chart. So that one is bullish there on the monthly, and we are breaking above the EMA. So once again, just looking for that retracement. Okay, I'd like to buy this one around 12 to 12.50. BBAI broke out here, retesting. Yes, it has a red dot there on the daily, so that just tells you, okay, $3 is a very important level. This is kind of a toss-up, right? This is an AI company. Looks like they reported earnings. They missed by a little bit, but they're still a very new company. They're sitting right on their 200 moving average here. So this is more of a speculative play, like a penny stock. So, be careful. Don't go all in on this. But, you put 1-2% in this, okay, and it goes back to 10. That's a pretty good move. Okay, this is where everyone was talking about BBAI up here at $10. Why were they talking about it up there? Well, that's when everyone's excited, right? AI is the future. It's going to be the greatest thing ever, right? We're never going down, right? Reset, okay? Reset, okay? Now, no one's talking about it. Silent, okay? But we're right back there at the 6-month moving average, okay? But again, when you see the extension like that, guys, when you see that extension off of the average, that is when you want to take some profits, okay? I was saying sell the crap out of this thing at $10. I told you guys that inside the Discord many times, okay? Once again, another sell indication, red dot in the red zone, time to sell, okay? Time to sell. There were so many indications to sell this thing back here in February, okay? Pulled all the way back to the 6-month moving average, and now it's trying to bounce here off of $3. So this is an interesting one, okay? And again, a pullback to 3 is like a 15% drop there. So above 3, I like it, but if it breaks 3, we'll probably go back and test 250. So If you want to play it, I buy it here and just expect it to pull all the way back to 250, which is where we bounced right back here. It's sitting right on that average, though. VeChain also breaking out. I like VeChain, too. VeChain's a solid project. Okay, I like this one over 0.024. Ulta. Ulta's breaking out here, too. Okay, Ulta also has a green dot showing on the monthly. This is a beauty cosmetics company. Okay, my mother-in-law loves to shop here at Ulta. We get her frickin' Ulta gift cards for her birthday and for Christmas. I don't know their exposure to China, but I guess we'll find that out here when they report earnings. But it is breaking out here. So I want to watch for a retracement. If you can get this thing at like 370, I'd pick it up. Okay, but I'd watch for that retracement first. Looks like a red dot's coming here shortly. I do like the monthly signal here. So this monthly signal is like, hey, 1 to 6 months out, boom, we're going to be higher. Okay, and again, nothing's 100%, but those monthly dots are pretty damn accurate, especially when they come and we're just breaking out over the EMAs. Okay, so watch for a retracement on this one and a green dot for the following weeks here. Here's Ondo. Ondo I still like over this 80 cent level. Stochastic's getting closer to 0 here. Just wait for that green dot if you want to take an entry, but this looks good right here at 90. It could pull all the way back to 80, and I'd still like it, but it is sitting right on that EMA right now. Here's HNT, also looking strong here. Okay, breaking out over the EMAs. I'd use a stop loss at 3 on this one. Yeah, I think it's Stochastic's actually on the floor here. HNT, I think these guys are under investigation, but this chart looks like they might not be here soon. Okay, you guys show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. Okay, so this one's breaking out here. I think you're going to see a green dot here over the weekend on HNT. That one's in the favorites list as well. STZ, this thing has been extremely boring. I think I sold mine right here at 85, but Warren Buffett bought this one a couple quarters ago. Again, you look at the monthly. You just got to be more patient when you're trading the monthly. Okay, but it has a green dot showing up here this month in May. I like this one over, I mean, honestly, over 160. It looks good. But if Warren Buffett's buying it, probably a sign that you should take a stab at it if you want to own it. I think it's an alcohol company, and it is an alcohol company, a beverage company. But you see that? Boom, breaking over the EMAs right there. It's setting up. Okay, it's setting up. They beat their earnings. Above 180, it looks good. INJ breaking out over the EMAs. Okay, watch for a larger breakout there. But like I said, guys, if crypto breaks out, everything's going to go. Here's XTZ. This one is a lagger. This one hasn't really broken out just yet, so that's why it's on the watch list. Like I said, if Bitcoin and everything breaks out, all the coins are going to go. And these laggers, the one that haven't really broke out yet, are going to break out as well. But I'm actually going to take this one off because we are not above that 50. But we do have a nice green candle forming here. So this could be, this one's on Robinhood for some reason. I don't know why, but that is an interesting play there. But I'm taking that one off the list for now. And I'm taking it off the list. That means it's probably going to 10x next week. So watch XTZ. NU, this is a Brazilian bank. Green dot on the monthly. Green dot on the monthly. This one looks good. Over 11. Again, got the green dot. We were down below, though. I want to see a pullback to like 1150, and I'd pull the trigger. Watching for the green dot. That one's still kind of stuck in this downtrend. It really needs to break out. Okay, it's attempting to break out right now. So if it pulls back to 1150, I'd pull the trigger. But the stochastic is too high. I want to see the stochastic back down here near 0. Okay, just like we saw there on HNT. See that stochastic? That's beautiful. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, beautiful range right there on HNT. What else we got? We got MSTR, or I'm sorry, Monster Energy. Again, watching for a retracement into the moving averages. We had that golden cross. The golden cross is when the 50 crosses the 200 there. You guys don't know what a golden cross is? Look it up. Ask ChatGPT. Okay, but that right there, when the dark blue crosses the light blue, that is called a golden cross. Okay, that means we're going into an uptrend. So watching for pullbacks on this. It looks like they got earnings coming out here what? It says Friday. Today's Friday. And it looks like they didn't report. So if they sell off hard to like 54, I'd buy this one. Okay, I'd buy that one on a pullback to like 54. Appreciate you, Frank. Okta had a couple nice opportunities to buy this one. You can see we broke out here, pulled back, did the Ripski. Pulled back into the EMAs, did the Ripski. Pulled back into the EMA, did the Ripski. Pulled back, did the Ripski. Okay, but we can turn on our Fibonacci here now, and where are we? We're in the red zone. We don't want to buy in the red zone. We want to sell in the red zone. So I'm profit taking on Okta if I'm in it, right? If we enter down here near the 6-month average, okay, and waiting for another retracement. Okay, I'm not going to take it off the watch list because we're up above the EMAs. We're in an uptrend. Okay, we go to our red list here, and all these names are down below. This is why we're not watching these, right? They're all stuck in a downtrend. Lily doesn't look bad, but JB8, I mean, all these are stuck in a downtrend, right? Downtrend. A-Firm doesn't look bad. They got earnings, though. So, again, we want to watch names that are trending above the moving averages. If you guys can just simply do that, only trade names that are trading above, not below. You don't want to buy here, buy here. Okay, you want to buy after a breakout and a retracement. Again, take off over, breakout over the mean, pull back in or around it, breakout, pull back, Ripski. That's your entry right there. Bang. Right at 80. Thing went all the way up there to 120. Okay, but now, right, if you guys have the indicator, you guys could turn on this auto fib. And again, we talk about these golden zones. These golden zones are good pockets to buy. But up here in the red zone, we want to be taking profits, right? Selling the red dots in the red zone. You get a red dot on the daily in the red zone, and you're not taking profits, you're greedy. Yeah, when the dot's connecting, when you get a line connecting like that, that just tells you that there's divergence in the indicator, right? Because this wave was lower than this one. So this dot came at a higher spot on the wave, which they consider that to be more, it's considered to be more bullish, right? It's considered to be more bullish than just a green dot. To me, I don't really pay too much attention to it, but it just shows that there's divergence in the signals, right? There's a green dot here when the wave is lower, and this one gave you a green dot, but the wave was higher than it was right here, okay? So I don't really pay too much attention to that. I just don't, personally, but it is considered to be, it's just another bullish indication, I guess you could say. Here's Avave. Avave. Okay, that monthly looks freaking beautiful, guys. I really think into the end of summer here, you guys are going to see a freaking, oh, God, I just think it's going to be beautiful, man. I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I mean, the way these things are setting up right now just looks ridiculous, man. Abe's going on the favorites list as well. Abe looks good, and you could actually stake your Abe on their website, I believe, for a yield. So I think Abe looks really good here, really, really good. Okay, breaking over the 50 here. Look at that monthly. I mean, that just looks like it's ready for takeoff. Start your engines, boys and girls. TJX, okay, nice solid uptrend here. Again, pull back into it, Ripski. Pull back into it, Ripski. Pull back into it, Ripski. Watching for a pullback here. Again, let's turn on our indicator here. You could tell that we're in the red zone, okay, just based off of how far off the EMAs we are. Okay, so I'm watching for pullbacks on that one. Cloudflare, they got earnings coming up here. This is an Amazon-owned company. Again, where should you been selling this one? Right up here at 180. Okay, look at the extension off the EMAs there on the daily. Ridiculous. Okay, pull all the way back. Okay, go time was right here at around 90. Okay, watch for a pullback on that one. And again, they got earnings, so it could go either way. I'm not a guy that likes to trade earnings. I see some people on TikTok saying, oh, I bought Facebook before earnings, and look at me. It's like, it's always a gamble, because a company could shit the bed or announce something and completely sell off. So I don't think that's a good strategy to rely on earnings completely. You can get lucky sometimes, but to me, if I want a 50-50 chance of winning, I'm just going to go to the casino and I'm going to go play blackjack or roulette. Okay, and I don't gamble. So I used to, but I gave it up when I got into investing because I'd much rather put my money into stuff that makes sense than relying on a 50-50 or playing when the odds are against you, right? The house is always going to win in the end, so why even give it a shot? Okay? It doesn't make sense. And I think our strategy here, if you guys are following along with the rules, I think it's anywhere from 80 to 85%. Okay, if you're willing to hold for 1 to 6 months. Okay, it's not a day trading strategy. It's not a get rich quick strategy. Okay, it is simply a swing trading strategy, 1 to 6 months out of all investments. So here's X. This is United States Steel Corporation. I got to imagine this company is going to start doing very well because Donald Trump is putting all these tariffs on steel from Canada and China and all these other countries. So United States Steel Corporation, they make steel in America. You got to imagine more companies are probably going to be going to them to get their steel rather than going to outside sources. They just had earnings and they crushed it. So watching this one for pullbacks as well. Pullback, I would love a pullback into like 38. Okay, nice pullback here we had. Okay, breakout over the EMAs. Okay, pullback, Ripsky, pullback, Ripsky, pullback, Ripsky. Okay, here's Snowflake. Snowflake's breaking out too here. Nice breakout. Just want to see that retracement. And apparently this is a cloud company. I thought it was a chip maker. I put that video out on TikTok, and some people corrected me. Thank you for doing that. I thought it was a chip maker. I thought I heard it was a chip maker. I should have done more research before saying that. Fundamentals and all that aside, right? The chart looks good. Green dot here on the monthly. That tells us that we're breaking out. So I'd love to see a retracement to like 160 or 150. I want to see this stochastic get back down here to around 0. Okay. I'm not saying this thing can't just explode from here because that is a big gap up. But if that pulled back to 160, I'd consider pulling the trigger there. We got ABT. Also, big strong trend here. Nice pullback into the average. Nice move. This one also has a monthly, had a monthly green dot showing up. But I want to see more of a pullback. I want to buy like that pullback right there. It's a little too far off the EMAs for me. CRO, this one's also bull flag. All these cryptos look the exact same right now. CRO is also another very, very solid project. Looks good. Here's MOH sitting right on its averages. 310 is the level I'm watching there on MOH. This one still has the green monthly dot as well. It's kind of conflicting here. It really needs to hold on to 300. 300 is your support. They already reported earnings. They made about $11 billion, so they're a pretty big company. I like MOH. I like MOH right into these EMAs here. I just use a stop loss at 300. I'm going to go ahead and put that one up on the favorites list as well. Coinbase also breaking out here over the EMA. Okay, above 180, Coinbase looks really good. Nice green candle there on the monthly, looking good. Obviously, if crypto goes, Coinbase is going to go too. Let's put that one on the favorites list too. I like it with a stop loss at 180. I just watch for a green dot. I mean, we could just absolutely explode. If this is a big weekend for crypto, you're going to see Coinbase open up much, much higher here. But 180 looks like a solid support or a place to add again. So you could buy here at 200. If it dips to 180, buy more. If it dips to 160, buy more. Okay, but I like the fact that we're breaking out over the 50 finally again. Getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected. Finally breaking out here, and they got earnings coming up on Thursday. So Coinbase reports earnings on Thursday. Let me tweet that out real quick. Coin earnings on Thursday. Okay, I'm going to start tweeting that stuff out when I see it. And that goes right into the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, you guys get the news channel. So you guys could see pretty much all my tweets over here. This was a joke. Okay, I said it was a good run, folks. See you in 4 years. That's because I retweeted this. Jim Cramer said there will not be a recession. Oh, man, that's good stuff. Okay, but we also get news from a few different sources over here as well. You can see the S&P 500. That is the stock market ETF. Put in the 9th consecutive day of green of gains, meaning it closed green 9 days in a row, which is the longest win streak in over 20 years. And I like Coinbase here. Really like it here. I'd buy it at 200. I'd buy it right here at 204. Because I think I think we're only up from here on crypto, guys. I mean, yes, Bitcoin can pull back all the way to 84, 86, but we'll still be bullish even if we retrace all the way there. So, like I said, two scenarios. We're either going to do this like we did there back in November, okay, or we're going to pull back and then rip. Okay, those are the two scenarios I'm looking for on Bitcoin. And again, if we can get over 100K, okay, this thing is going to show up with a green dot here in May. You're going to see a green dot. And the last three green dots have netted in very, very, very good swings here for Bitcoin. So that's what we're watching here, folks. Berkshire Hathaway just on a tear here. This is what I wish I would have bought this pullback on back here at 460 on old Warren Buffett's company. Beautiful pullback right into that 6-month moving average. Ripsky. Beautiful, beautiful textbook pullback right there. Okay, that was when everyone was panicking, right? Everyone panicking. Oh my God, bear market. Here it comes. Tariffs on China. Everybody sell everything. Ripsky. Crazy, man. Crazy. TKO. This company is involved with the UFC. I'm a fan of the UFC. That is the MMA fighting that Dana White owns, but they have a big stake in them. You can see this is a great time to buy them right there at 133. But a little too extended for me. I'm waiting for a pullback and a green dot. I want to buy a green dot down here. Right? Boom. Great time to buy. Great time to buy. A little too extended for me this week. We got CrowdStrike also, same story. Up here in the red zone. Right? Red zone. Red dot, I would sell this thing. Okay. Pull it on back. Just like it pulled back here. Just like it pulled back here. Okay. Watch for the retracement into those EMAs. Again, when you get that separation there is when you want to be careful. That's when you want to be taking some off the table. Here's ServiceNow. ServiceNow's breaking out. I like that. Nice green candle there on the monthly. Okay, they're looking good. They broke out on earnings, so they had a good positive earnings report. And I like this one. I'd look for a pullback on the stochastic. You want that stochastic to come back down here to 0. Now that we're up above those EMAs, this thing could pull all the way back to 850, which I think it's going to fill that gap and then continue higher. So I'm watching for a pullback into that next week. That's 850. Frank says, once I buy the program, can I use it on my phone as well as my laptop? Yeah, it works on TradingView. It works on your phone. It works on the desktop. All you need on your phone is the TradingView app, and you just need to be logged into your TradingView account, okay? And if you have questions about downloading it, just shoot me an email, overkill@overkillinvesting.club. If you buy it, it's not working, just shoot me an email. We'll get it all straightened out. It's literally like 2 clicks, and everything loads directly into your TradingView account. Your screen's going to look exactly like my screen. You can toggle between these indicators. Okay, if you guys don't see the Fibonacci or the EMAs, just unhide it. You hit that little I button up here. Boom. I could hide these EMAs. Boom. I could put them on there. I could take these off. I could put this on. I could take this off. I could put this on. Right? So, yeah, your screen's going to look exactly like mine on your phone and on your computer. Cisco's breaking out here too. That one's got a nice monthly candle form in there. But they got earnings coming up there, it looks like in a couple weeks. So I'd be careful on that one. I like it over 56, though. Waiting for that retracement of that stochastic, just like you got right there. I want to buy when the stochastic is on the floor here, folks. Okay, that's the best time to look for entries. Okay, not up here. Okay, wait for a little retracement, and then the Ripsky. Okay, getting pretty close here. I got to take my dogs out here because my wife is out of town for the weekend. I'm batching it, folks. I think I'm going to watch the Mariners game and cook some steaks. Hope you guys are enjoying life a little bit. Get outside, get away from the charts this weekend, guys. Again, the great thing about our strategy is we don't got to be glued to our computers or our phones, right? We're 1 to 6 months out on our investments. After we get the Ripsky, just like we did here on Twilio, this is when we're going to take profits. It's pretty simple. We don't want to sell till we get back up here in the red zone, right? Down here, we should just be looking for opportunities to pull back, for pullbacks, right? Twilio, this is a solid company. They did very well on their earnings. They beat by 18%. Did very, very well on their earnings. So I'm looking to buy that one as well next week. I like that one, but again, I want to see that stochastic pull on back. LNG, nice pullback there. This is an energy company. They got earnings coming up there next Thursday. I'd watch for a pullback into like 210 on that one. Want to see that one into the 200 again. Watch for that stochastic to pull back here. Boom. Okay, that's where we want to buy it. But that one looks like it could continue here. 230 is a big level for that. But watch their earnings. Again, if the company has earnings and it's overbought, I'll get to PLTR here in just a second. You'll see what I mean. Okay, here's Microsoft, just doing the Ripski. Okay, they beat their earnings by a lot as well. They beat about by 7%. I am watching for a pullback on Microsoft into these moving averages. I want to see Microsoft back at 400 bucks. Okay, again, waiting for that stochastic to reset now that we're trending above the EMAs. Again, downtrend, 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 breakout. Okay, the takeoff phase. Taking off, breaking over the what? Over the mean. We're breaking over the average. Okay, that's the takeoff phase. Okay, we don't rush in on the takeoff phase. We want to wait for that retracement into the mean. Right now, we're sitting pretty far off the mean. Okay, 400, I think it's a good target for Microsoft. Like, that's a solid target. I would not chase this thing up here. I'd wait for a retracement. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. XEX. This one's a little too choppy. And honestly, I don't even know what this thing is. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one out. Sometimes I'll be looking at scanners and I'll find some names, but honestly, I'm trying to get rid of names on my list right now, just because I have like 300 names that I follow. I don't need to follow that many, right? And I narrow it down every week based on, you know, what the charts and stuff are telling us. So SYN here, this is also one that had a really nice move here as well. Boom, hit that. It topped out just like TAI did right there at the 200. It's having a retracement here. This one looks interesting. Okay, this one looks really interesting. I'd wait for the stochastic to pull back. That one also had a golden dot down there. Boom. Okay, 13 cents. Nice move. Okay, but I want to buy this one like at 20 cents. So watching that one for a green dot as well. That's a low cap coin, right? Super low cap. Okay, it's on Coinbase, so it has some legitimacy. But it is breaking out here. So watching for the retracement and the green dot, I think that's an interesting play. Here's Dell. Dell's trying to break out here too. They got earnings coming up. These guys actually hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet as well. I like this one over 85. Okay, but it's just now trying to break out there. You got the monthly turning green here. Again, big old pullback. Ripski back up. Okay, we're breaking the 50. I think Dell's an interesting one to watch here, folks. I think Dell's a really interesting one to watch here, breaking out over the 50. A less conservative stop would be right there at around 89. Here's RNDR also breaking out here. I like RNDR this week too. Okay, breaking out over the EMAs. This one looks really solid over 4. Okay, that's the conservative stop loss. The less conservative one's down there at 350. Raising hell with the hippies and the cowboys. MKR. This one has the monthly. So just let me point this out to you guys here. Okay. You got a green dot right there, a green dot right there, and a green dot right here. Look what happened to this chart after every time that happened here since 2020. 2020, you got it right there at $400. It went up to $6,000. That was a 12x. Pulled all the way back after the red dot. Gave you a green dot right there at 500 in January. Ripped all the way up to 4,000. There's a 900% move. And you're getting the same signal here this month. Okay, so MKR, it's on the favorites list. Okay, and the daily, again, breaking out over the EMAs. That tells you direction is reversing here. Okay, MKR looks solid here, folks. Solid. I love this one, above 1,300. Looks solid. MSTR. Where was a good time to buy MSTR, guys? Let me zoom out. Where was a good time to buy? In the last, let's just say, year. Okay? Well, let's go all the way back here. Look at that. Pull back into the what? Into that 6-month average right there in 2024 at $44. It went up 500%. What did we do? We pulled back into the 100-day moving average. That's that gray line. That's the 4-month moving average. So you got the 2-month moving average, the 4-month moving average, and the 6-month moving average. Okay, that's the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day. Okay, what did we do? We pulled back into the 200. Bounced, pulled back into the 200 again, ripped. That's the ripski right there. 100 to 500, that's a 500% move. What do we do? Pulled back into the 200, pulled back into the 200. Now we're melting up. Okay, and they actually missed their earnings by a shit ton. Oh my God. They missed by a mile. Old boy's not making any money. Okay, but he holds a shit ton of Bitcoin. That's why people are interested, because he owns a very large percentage of Bitcoin. So I don't want to buy MSTR here. I want to buy it on a pullback, right? I'd like to buy MSTR like right here at 275. Just like it pulled back right there into the 200, pulled back right there into the 200. Okay? I don't want to buy up here extended off the averages, right? We want to buy at the average or around the averages. Okay, let me turn on the fib real quick. See, we're up in the red zone now. So we never buy in the red zone. So this thing could push all the way up to 475. Okay, but I want to see a pullback, a retracement into those averages. We got STRL, Sterling Infrastructure. This one has a green monthly here. Okay, green monthly came right here in November of 2022 at 26, 10x. Okay, I think this is let's just look at this, what this one is. So if you guys are a member, you also have access to this research tool over here. If you type in /info, and then this works with stocks and crypto. So I can type in /info, type in the ticker, and then it tells me what it does, right? So they're based in Texas. They're an engineering and construction company. So they are a diversified infrastructure services company primarily focused on heavy engineering and construction services throughout the United States. This enterprise specializes in the development of transportation and water infrastructure, site development, yada, yada, yada. Okay, $5 billion market cap company. Nice breakout. Now what do we want? We want a retracement into the EMAs. They got earnings on Monday, so we're watching that one. If it retraces down here to 140, I'd pick this one up because, again, it's got that monthly dot. Beautiful. Beautiful breakout there on STLR. RL. Curve. Curve is another one of the 4 cryptos right now with a green dot on their monthly. One of the 4. Okay, there's only 4 cryptos that I've seen that have green dots on their monthly charts, and Curve is one of them. And you can see we're breaking out over the EMAs. Okay, I want to see a retracement into like 55 to 60 to pull the trigger. But that is bullish, right? This is a solid 1 to 6 month long trade here. Okay, all-time highs is all the way up there at $7. That's a 10x from where we're sitting right now. Okay, but CRV, that's one of the favorites for next week. Watching for a pullback and a green dot. Getting pretty close here, folks. We got Uber. Strong trend here. Okay, pretty choppy, actually, if you ask me. But I got the green dot there back in February. Okay, nice pullback here. Nice buying opportunity down here at 60 when those EMAs were still right up above each other. Very dramatic move there. Ripski. They got earnings coming up, and I'm going to guess right now we are in the red zone, yes. So we're holding off on that, just waiting for pullbacks. Okay, wait for that stochastic to reset on the daily and get a green dot near the moving averages. That's where I'd look to buy that one. But as of right now, I'd be taking profits there on Uber. Robinhood, also. Great buying opportunity right here at the 6 month. Right there at 35. Right there at 35 as well. Beautiful buys right there. Boom, boom. Okay. I want to see another retracement. They killed their earnings. They did very well. They beat it by 13%. That's a good sign. Okay. Very strong trend here. Okay. Where did we break out? We broke out right here. Pulled back. Did the Ripski. Okay. Now we're pulling back. Every time it pulls back into that 6 month moving average has been a fantastic time to buy. And got a red monthly here. So I'm watching for a pullback back into like 36. That's where I want to buy Robinhood. I don't want to buy it up here. I want to buy it right there at 36 if it happens. Don't know if it's going to happen, but if it does, I want to be ready to buy, and that's what I'm looking for. CXV, another cryptocurrency that gave us the monthly signal. So this monthly signal, again, this is one of the most accurate signals you can get with the indicator, is a monthly dot. The larger the time frame, the more accurate the signal. And this one's giving you one here on the monthly. This is CF or CVX, and it's breaking out over all the EMAs. So this is above all of them now. So if this pulls back to 240, I'd buy the crap out of it. Okay, let's move that one back up to our favorites. That one solid. Again, monthly dot there. Beautiful looking chart here. Beautiful looking chart there on CVX. That's a crypto. It is tradable on Coinbase. Trump coin. Trump coin finally breaking out. Again, we were in a downtrend, stuck in a downtrend, stuck in a downtrend, stuck in a downtrend. Finally broke out on the news of the dinner. Right, old Trump's holding the dinner for the top 220 holders of his coin. Okay, so above 1150, this one's solid. Just watching for the green dot. Again, we just broke out. So once again, take off, first sell off. Okay, take off, first sell off. Okay, boom, ripski. Take off, first sell off, above 12 bucks, above 1150. Trump coin looks solid. I like it. I'd be watching for a green dot or a breakout over 14. Here's TAO, also very strong looking chart here. Another one I think we're going to see well, we don't got any data on the monthly. So if you guys get the indicator and you don't see any data on your monthly chart, it's because it's too new, right? This just came out in April of 2024, 1 year. So there's no data yet. So what you can do is move into the weekly, and we called this weekly dot out on the 7th at around 180. It's sitting at around 371 right now. So what are we doing? We're looking for pullbacks into our EMA. I like this one over 280. Looks solid over 280. Here's BCH. Nice breakout. Okay, this thing could pull all the way back to 340 and still be bullish. I put a stop loss right there at 310. Okay, I like BCH though. Another one I think you're going to see a green dot on here this month. Okay, and the move is going to happen fast, guys. If this move is going to happen, it's going to happen fast. Meaning you're going to wake up and some of these names are going to be up 30, 40, 50%. Okay, and everyone's going to FOMO in after that. That's when you're going to get the FOMO rally. Here's PLTR. Okay, I put a video out on TikTok yesterday saying, hey, sell this, right? You got a red dot in the red zone, right? This is just my strategy, guys. And it went up 7%. So, of course, I got all the trolls in my comments right now saying, ha, 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 which is fine, right? Because I don't care. Like, if you're using my strategy, you were buying this thing right here at 60. Okay? You're up 88%. You're almost up 100%. Okay? If you're holding after that, if you're holding, hoping they're going to beat their earnings on Monday, all the power to you, but you're gambling. Okay? You're gambling on that earnings. Okay? And this thing is right at the top of the fib. Okay? So, if you're laughing, go ahead and buy it up here. Go ahead and buy it up here at 125, guys. Be my guest. Play it into earnings. Roll the dice. Go ahead. Okay, but the charts are overbought. You can see, last time we hit that red line, okay, red dot in the red zone, yeah, we went up a little bit. We went up like 10%. But the meat of the move was right here, guys. If you bought right there into the 6-month average, look at that. Ripski, 85%. So the smart money's buying right here at 88 or 65. The dumb money's buying up here at 125. So if you guys want to go long PLTR, be my guest. But the thing's trading at like a 800 PE or a 600 price to earnings ratio. That is stupid. That is stupid. So I mean, it's in an uptrend. Obviously, the trend is very strong. And when it pulls back into the 6-month, that average, it's obviously a good time to buy. But it's not a good time to buy right now, guys. If you're worried, I don't know. People are they lack education, and that's okay. Okay, it is fine. And they could beat their earnings, and they can go up to $200. But I still, sure as hell, would not be buying up here. Hell to the no. Okay, that was the pocket to buy. This was the pocket to buy. Okay, boom. Ripski. Boom. Pull back into the mean. Stochastic on the floor. Boom. 65, 68. Beautiful entry. You're up 88% in a couple weeks. Time to take profits now on that. Roblox, same thing. Okay, let's turn on our fib. Look at that. Going right up there into the red. Okay, taking profits on that one. But again, I'm not taking it off my list because I want to see the pull. I want to look for this pullback into the 200, just like that. Just like that. And they crushed their earnings. So that's another one that's just very over. Look at the extension here. Look at the extension off the 9. Okay, that's huge. So I would not be buying Roblox here. I'd wait for a retracement, maybe back into like 56. But again, two very strong charts. I mean, those things are up above their EMAs, right? Okay, they're not down below it. Okay, they're not in a downtrend. They're breaking out. They're breaking out above it. Okay, they're up above it. We want to buy retracements. As long as the EMAs are acting as support, we want to watch for pullbacks. As long as they're resistance, right, when we're below it, rejected. You want that breakout, retracement, okay, Ripski. Okay, that PLTR chart looks a lot like CELH. CELH is my favorite stock for next week, guys. Celsius, I think, is just setting up very nicely. If it goes down to 30, 32, just get the truck, man. IMX here breaking out over the 50 as well. Beautiful. Again, the green, the candle's green here on the monthly. So what we're looking for is that breakout. And yeah, I'd buy IMX right here. I mean, it looks beautiful right there at 50 cents. Here's Turbo. This is a meme coin. So I'm an idiot looking at a meme coin, but the chart does look pretty nice. It does look nice on that breakout. What I'm looking for now is a retracement. Okay, a retracement into the average. This one looks like it has a turtle or a frog or something. So somebody called it out. I'm probably never going to buy it. I think it's interesting that it's on Coinbase, but man, I got too many names. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off, but that is an interesting breakout there. It's very interesting. But I just, at this point in my trading career, I have no time for meme coins. Okay? No time for memes. Hims is freaking ripping here, dude. Okay, we called this one out at the beginning of the week. I dropped the video on that, folks, on TikTok. Price was at like 30 bucks. Things at 40 now. Got that green dot on the weekly. They got earnings coming up here on Monday. So, again, that's a gamble. But if they beat their earnings, they could explode or they could sell off. So I'm actually watching for a pullback on Hims here. I would not buy this one here with the stochastic up here. I would have wanted to buy it right here into that 200. Okay, we were consolidating there for a while. And now we're breaking out. We had a huge move up there, 23% day there in April. Pulled back, and now it's doing the Ripski. So let's watch the earnings on that next week. And then the last two we got are IONQ. This is I believe they are a quantum computing play. Okay, again, everyone was talking about quantum computing up here at 55. It pulled all the way back to 18. All you heard was crickets. And now it's starting to gain some momentum again. So IONQ and QBTS, both quantum computing stocks that I've been following, and both are showing signs of a reversal here. QBTS needs a stop loss right there at 7. Okay, nice green candle there on the monthly, but got a red dot there, so it's a tough one, right? This is kind of a newer sector, quantum computing, so these are just something to pay attention to here. Again, last time we bounced on that 100, we did the Ripski. We bounced on it here. We bounced on it here. So it's using that 100-day as its average. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and this time it's bouncing off the 50. So that one looks still interesting above QBTS. So there you have it, guys. That's the watch list for next week. Here are the favorites. We got these are in no particular order, but these are the favorites. Again, I just dropped this over here inside of the Discord, so you guys can get access to this. Check them out over the weekend. Do you guys' research. Look at the charts. Let me know what you're thinking. I'll be in the Discord this weekend, guys. I'm batching it. I'm going to be hanging out, working outside. Got to mow the lawn. Got to get my garden going here for spring. So you guys can check this watch list out under the watch list tab. Just click this link, and you guys will be able to check out all of the names over here. You can see the favorites list, okay, and the watch list down below that. Do your own analysis. Do your own research, guys. Again, I'm just here to share information. I'm not a financial advisor. Please read the disclaimer down here. Okay, not a financial advisor. Okay, I am just here to share information, talk about the charts, share my analysis, let you know what I'm thinking, and you guys have to use that to, make your own decisions on your own. My goal here is to educate. It's never to, advise. It's to educate. Again, I got a free trading course over here. If you guys want the trading indicator, you guys can download that right here in the trading indicator tab. Just click on this link, and again, everything we talked about today is going to load directly up into your TradingView account. Your screen is going to look exactly like my screen. If you guys need questions or have questions or need support with that, just shoot me with an email right there at overkillinvesting.club. Again, if you have not entered for that 200 XRP giveaway over here inside of the Discord. You guys can do that right now. You have another 3 days. May 5th is going to be that drawing. That's like a $450 giveaway if you look at it in USD, guys. But 200 XRP will be given away to one person here inside of the Discord. And again, I'd love to have you guys in the members area. It's about $4 a month if you guys want full access to everything in the Discord. Again, the Discord is free to join. We just have a premium version for a membership, and we have over like 1,500 people. I think we're at close to like 2,000 now. We're getting pretty big. So it might not be $4 a month forever because, right, I don't want a huge freaking group of people. I'd rather keep it very niche. So if you guys want to lock that pricing in, it might only be for a matter of time. I think when we hit 2,000 over there, I think I'm going to raise it up. So yeah, that's over there in the Become a Member tab. If you guys want access to the chat, trade alerts, watch list, advanced analysis, and all that, I appreciate you guys tuning in again. There's not going to be a live on Monday for the remainder of, I don't know how long. The chart request video, if you guys want your chart requests, just get them in over here in the chart request thread. That will be Wednesday, and then our watch list will be Friday. So again, we'll be live on Wednesday and Friday from here on out. I just want a little more free time during the summer when there's stuff to do and places to be. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have any questions or need me, as always, hit me up over here inside of the Discord. We got our member chat going on here. And if you guys are not a member and you have questions, my email is right here in the server rules, overkill@overkillinvesting.club. And one more thing, guys, I will never DM you or send you a friend request on Discord. So if someone's messaging you on Discord right now, if they message you first, they're a scammer. If they're sending you a friend request on Discord, they're a scammer. I will never add you on any social media. I will never add you on Discord, and I will never DM you first. Okay? That goes for pretty much any creator, guys. No real legit influencer will ever reach out to you, add you as a friend, or DM you asking to buy their shit or send them money. Just know that. Beware scammers. Okay, that's why I have the server rules up here at the top. You guys can check those out. Again, my email is right here in that if you guys aren't a member and you have questions and need to reach me, overkill@overkillinvesting.club. That's it for today. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you guys back here live on Wednesday, right here on YouTube. God bless y'all, and we'll see you then.